La.
Who are you and what do you do?
My name's Richard. I am a graphic designer.
What's your favorite color and why?
My favorite color is red, but like a really pinky red, like muted pinky sort of red.
What have been your best and worst days?
I don't know. I really enjoyed this summer when I went on holiday with my family. There were a lot of really good days put together. My worst days, I don't have that many worst days really. I'm quite an optimistic person. Everything's great, nothing's wrong, I'm fine. Don't worry about anything. I'm fine. I really am. Stop looking at me.
What is your greatest success and your biggest failure?
My greatest success is that I'm still married to my wife, and I have a lovely child. I suppose professionally, my biggest success is that I feel happy in what I do. I really enjoy my job. I like working. So the fact that I can still enjoy being at work, and I'm like 43 now, I think that's pretty something to be kind of like see as a success. Biggest failures, I kind of like, I don't like it when I lose contact with people I work with. And sometimes when you stop working with someone, you kind of fall out a bit and it gets a bit weird, and I don't really like that. So I kind of feel it, and I think it's I kind of feel that it's on me to fix that. And I sometimes don't fix it, and so that feels like a failure.
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you close your eyes?
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you close your eyes? I'm usually listening to the radio, and it's usually like a BBC News program, so it's like PM, or because we get PM, I listen to it on an iPlayer. So I suppose the things that are on my mind at the moment and all this Brexit shit, I don't know. And I suppose there's like work goes kind of crazy sometimes through my eyes and shit. I don't know.
What does design mean to you?
What does design mean to you? Design means a job, primarily, which then equals money, which equals a mortgage, which equals a house, which equals a family, which equals stability, which equals a pension, which equals a career, which equals, I don't know what that equals.
Who are your role models, in your life, creative or otherwise?
My biggest role model was always Tibor Kalman. Tibor Kalman. Otherwise, Tony Wilson, who set up Factory. I love him. Oh, there's probably more. I don't know, there's loads, there's too many to mention.
Which one of the senses could you not live without?
God, smell maybe? I don't know.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Has your experience of the industry been as you expected when you first started out? Are there any particular changes you have noticed?
I think, like everybody, you start out at work thinking that when you get into work, everything will be organized and everyone's an adult and everyone, no one behave. When you're in your childhood, you just assume that that's all the craziness and the chaos is just because you're a kid. And then I got into work and realized that chaos and craziness is just built into kind of humans, full stop. And so I suppose that's how I thought about it before, and then when I've been in it, I realised that no one really knows what they're doing, and they just make it up as they go along and try to make the best of whatever set of decisions they're on the end of. Has it changed? Yeah, I mean, I suppose sort of life has changed. But in some ways I don't know if it has changed, because there's always been this panic that everything's about to be over. I started out in newspapers, and there was a panic about media then, and about every time no one needed media, and then the panic about TV, and panic about magazines, and a panic about advertising, and panic about this, and a panic about, and we're just like panic. We like to panic. We like that. I think we just like we sort of see the lack of value in everything that we do in the creative industries, ultimately, and just assume that at some point someone else is going to come up with a better version of it. And sometimes they do, I suppose, and sometimes they invent fucking Instagram or some shit, and everyone kind of like leans into that. But like nothing, a lot of the sort of fundamentals still remain the same, and it's just tools and stuff. I don't know. Oh shit, what the fuck?
If you could have a superpower, what would that be?
I don't know.
What's your worst fear?
Death.
How do you define success?
Happiness, maybe. I have no idea how I define success. But I suppose that on a really kind of boring way, if I'm happy, then it feels like it's been successful. Kind of egotistical, but what the fuck.
What's in your bag?
What's in my bag? Currently, what's in my bag is some clothes, because I'm travelling at the moment, a laptop, toothbrush, book, my phone, at least 2 sets of headphones, just in case one runs out of battery. My medicine.
What are your 10 most played songs on Spotify/Apple Music?
I don't know.
If you could turn back time, what would you change?
What would I change? I don't know.
What are you reading at the moment?
I'm reading a Carl Jung book at the moment.
What's the greatest lesson you've learned in your career?
To always keep on learning things. Just to keep on learning things.
What's your favorite animal?
What's your favorite animal? I don't know, dog or something.
What inspires you?
I have no idea what inspires me.
What's your favorite food?
I like seafood, I suppose. It's not exactly being specific, but I like a prawn every now and again.
How did you feel when you were asked to design the 2019 D&AD Annual?
I felt, okay, that's something else I've got to do.
Why do you do what you do?
Because I get paid to do it.
What's your favorite city and why?
New York, because it's my home.
How would you describe your experience designing the annual?
It was actually kind of fun. I enjoyed it. It was fun working with Harriet and Jana and all the kind of guys, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
What advice would you give the future generation of designers?
Oh God. What advice? I have no idea what advice I'd give. Something about... I'll come back to that one. It feels like it could be an important question.
Someone reviews the 2019 D&AD Annual. What comment would satisfy you?
Well, I suppose it was reviewed at all would be quite nice. If people would give a shit enough to even review it.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Interesting question. I see myself in a house in the countryside, or maybe not. I don't know, I see myself not being where I am at the moment in 10 years' time, but I don't really know where that would be. Just sort of like, from a purely sort of geographical point of view, I kind of quite like to keep on moving around, and my wife and I have been talking about this at the moment, about where we're going to be and where we want to be, and I think that our kid would have left home by then, and so we'll be a bit more sort of free to do stuff. So I don't know, maybe we'll be doing some travelling, but I suppose really just a house in the middle of nowhere, a lot of space would be nice.
What designer should we check out right now?
Oh, I don't know. There's so many. There are loads of good designers. I mean, my favourite designer is always, he's my favourite designer. I really love Tracy Ma. I've always loved, since I worked with Tracy, I always loved her work. And I think she continues to be kind of, I don't know, I just love the way her brain works. Who else? I love Matt Willie's work. I love this guy called Aaron Skipper here at Wieden, who I think is really, really good. No, my brain's gone completely blank. Fuck, what's going on here? Okay. Is there anyone else that feels like? Timothy Luke, I really like working with him on the Formula One stuff. I don't know.
Which question so far has been your favorite?
I found them all slightly stressful, to be honest.
What are you doing after this?
I am going to have a cup of tea. Okay, Mark, I've done it. Over to you now.